Hey guys, this is Caesar.
I'm Carla.
And this is Carla and Caesar's Modern Life, Episode 1, 2022. Here we are. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Good, yeah. We're hanging out here in our home studio. We just moved. Sipping. And, before we move on, if you don't know who we are, this is our first episode of this show. And, anyway, let's talk about this. We're married. How long have we been married?
For 2.5 years.
2.5 years, yeah. So we got married in April of 2019. We've been dating for 6 years, since 2015. It'd be 7 years in December. Mm-hmm. And this is Carla and Caesar's Modern Life. This is our new podcast. Thank you for listening. If you're listening right now or watching, tell us 3 things about yourself, Carla.
I'm about to be fun employed.
Yeah.
And I like to read and I like to write daily affirmations.
Oh, there you go. And Carla and I have been married, like I said, for 2.5 years. And throughout that time, I've been doing, actually longer than that, I've been doing the Rodriguez Show, which is a podcast, radio show based out of Orange County. We been doing it for almost 7 years now, and I'm really excited to do that. I also have done so many other podcasts, and actually the reason why we're doing this now is because we actually tried to do this show almost a year ago to the date in March, right?
Yeah.
We recorded like a bunch of episodes, right?
Yeah.
And it was
I was supposed to edit them, but then it was really hard to edit them, so I needed help. So we started over.
Yeah, we're starting over now just because, we're wanted to start fresh. That stuff is almost a year old at this point. It was March of 2020 that we did it. But like you said, it was still a cool creative experience, right?
It was fun. I missed doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you're going to be fun employed here
I have time again.
You'll have time again.
It's exciting.
Yeah. That's why we're doing the show. We originally wanted to do it just to help people solve their problems, because that's kind of the premise of the show. Where we talk about our own problems and help other people solve theirs. So, one of the big things that happened to us this beginning of this year was that we both got COVID. Mm-hmm. You got it first. How was it?
It was not fun, but I was happy that I had gotten vaccinated, because I feel like I would not have wanted to get COVID without being vaccinated first.
Yeah.
And so I think that we got really lucky. I mean, we took all the precautions to stay safe, so I feel like we did everything we could to not get it, and so we thankfully went 2 years without getting it. Pretty much. And
the symptoms were really mild. Carla, you had a fever at one point, right? Mm-hmm. But other than that, it was just congestion, cough, and runny nose and stuff. Same. I never got a fever, so and I was only sick for like five days, but it wasn't that
And you
bad.
got it like a week after I got it.
Yeah, because I didn't, we didn't social distance because we live in a small space, so what were we going to do? You said you're going to be fun employed, and that was one of the reasons why we're doing this. And I'm sure the people that watched your vlogs want to know, like, why'd you quit being, where you're going to quit being a flight attendant?
So it's a lot of reasons, but mostly I just don't want to commute anymore, because after I got furloughed, I got displaced, which means that I could no longer be a flight attendant out of LAX, and I had to go back to another base. So I chose to go to Chicago because I had been based there before, and I know that I could have gotten to Dallas, but I didn't. I don't like flying through Dallas, so I figured I wouldn't want to be based there.
Working there,
yeah. So it would have been a shorter commute, but I feel like in the long run, I was trying to continue to enjoy it, and so I thought, I had fun when I was in Chicago. Maybe I'll like it again. But it was just different this time around, and I never really, it never got easier, the commute.
Yeah.
And so, I even tried living there for a little while, and I decided not to do that, to start saving my money. Well, when I decided that I was going to quit, I was like, well, I'll just save my money. And I was basically sleeping at the airport sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, my back started to hurt, and, I started dreading going to work. Because I would miss you. And then I decided, okay, well, in the long run, this is just not sustainable for me to keep doing this. And so for like my mental and like emotional and physical health. Like I just feel like it's time to move on to something that's more along the lifestyle that I am looking for now, which is no longer being a flight attendant.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a lifestyle. And at one point it was fun, but not anymore. And so I just feel like if it's not fun, what's the point? Yeah. Just going forward, I'm just looking forward to just having a more of a regular routine. I guess maybe now that I'm getting older, like I'm craving more routine in general.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to starting like a more regular workout routine and cooking for myself more, well, for us. Yeah. And just doing things that like are easier and not so difficult. Like it doesn't have to be that hard.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
There's that added element of having to fly all the time and where you're going to sleep tonight, stuff like that. It's just easier to live a life, simpler situation. Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, now you're going to be fun employed and you already have, you're just going to be trying out to see where you're going, right? You don't know where you're going next.
Not really. I mean, I have ideas and I like have some companies in mind that I would like to work for, but no, nothing really set in stone. Yeah. But I figure like right now is a good time to look for a job because a lot of people are hiring. So we'll see.
Now that we've talked about our stuff that we had going on this week, we're going to go through these listener/internet user submitted questions here, situations, stuff that's happened, similar to Who's the Jerk on the Rodriguez Show. If you listen to it, we're going to figure out who is the person in the wrong based on the facts that we have presented to us. So I'll read this first one. This one is from Anonymous. I, a 25-year-old female, along with my two brothers, Dean and Kevin, both in their 30s, went through a rough time during our parents' divorce. Mom got married to my stepdad and we lived with him for a few years. Dean and Kevin never had a good relationship because they never wanted to. Never wanted my dad and my mom to separate in the first place. They resented my stepdad and limited contact once they moved out. I, on the other hand, got to live with my stepdad more since I'm the youngest and we established a somewhat stable relationship. Not gonna lie, he did what he could to help me out with school and everything. He even offered to fund my wedding, which is going to be in 5 weeks' time, and I'm very grateful for that, though this was his decision. She didn't even ask him. I sent Dean and Kevin invitations, but once they found out that her stepdad was going to be there, they said that they might not come, her two brothers. They took time to think, then gave me an ultimatum stating that if our stepdad is coming, they won't be. I literally freaked out because I definitely didn't want my brothers at my wedding so badly, and I tried talking to them, but they were being stubborn. After talking to my fiance, I had no choice but to politely uninvite my stepdad, sending him an email stating why. He said he didn't reply, but later I got a call from my mom yelling at me, calling me hurtful stuff, saying I was acting like an ungrateful bee for excluding her husband from the wedding after everything he's done for me. I told her that my brothers threatened not to come, which pushed me to make this difficult decision, and it's hard for everybody. She cussed me out for prioritizing my hateful and cold-hearted brothers over my stepdad and showing him that I'm not worthy of grace, and it was really hurtful to hear. After she hung up, I asked my fiance if I made the wrong decision, and he said it's my wedding, but he's like, I'm biased, I'm going to be on your side. So, is she a jerk for uninviting her stepdad, or who is the jerk in this situation?
I think she's a little bit of a jerk because he funded it.
Yeah, right? He paid for the wedding?
So I would be like, listen, brothers, you can come for this part of the wedding, and then my stepdad is going to be here for the second part of the wedding.
Or, maybe her brothers need to grow up.
That's true. Yeah, get over it.
Your mom's
That's
happy?
True. Yeah, that's true. Would you rather see your mom unhappy with this? Why? Yeah. Who does that benefit?
What the heck?
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, she should have been uninvited the brothers, or been like, well, that's on you. That's your decision, but you're invited.
Yeah, I think she's trying to skirt her, because she wanted her brothers to be there too. I mean, I feel like the person that wrote this is kind of a jerk too, like you said, because she wanted the brothers to be there, and she's like, well, sorry, stepdad. But if he paid for it,
I know, that's what makes it messed up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're the jerk person that wrote this, but you should
Female 25.
Female 25. You should probably talk to your brothers and tell them to grow up, because your mom's happy with the person. I mean, she even stood up for her husband. She was like, your brothers are ungrateful, cold-hearted.
Yeah. That's how you know, like, if your mom stands up for, maybe not, but she's not the best judge of character, but...
I mean, she made him seem like a good guy, the stepdad, so why? Why are these guys hating Dean and Kevin?
True. Yeah, because they had, like, a closer relationship than the brothers, so that's fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, like, it's tough, but... I mean, eventually we have to make the mature decision. Like, my dad passed away 13 years ago today that we're recording this. And my mom has started dating since then. And, I mean, we're mature adults to handle. I'm mature, like, me and my sister, we handled it well because we understand that eventually, like, people need to find other people to be with, you know?
Yeah.
And if it didn't work out for their parents, they should look at it as a good thing. And in divorce-wise, because then now their parents can be happy with that separately, you know?
Right.
All right, moving on here, we got one from Jemmy44. I bought a house 7 years ago, and I met my fiance, Al, 4 years ago. This year, he moved in. We're talking about making it a home for both of us. But as of now, he hasn't moved stuff in. Right now, 95% of the stuff and the furniture in the house is mine. When his mom comes over, she's kind of a snoop. He's used to that, but when she comes to our house, it's so uncomfortable because she's going through my shit. One thing she snooped on was actually really embarrassing. In my home office, I had a little affirmation post-it note on my monitor saying, I'm smart, I am skilled, and I'm deserving of great things. It was a silly thing my therapist recommended to get me into a confident mindset before an interview. Anyway, she made a comment about my ego. But as a joke, I decided to do it again. I had my best friend over and we got wine drunk and wrote a bunch of little affirmations to hide. Somewhere in the medicine cabinet. My teeth will regrow. I am shark-like and powerful.
Oh my god.
Kitchen drawers. I know when to spoon, but I also know when to fork. I am sexy and self-assured.
Oh my gosh.
Work desk. I will not just fuck my way to the top of the company. I will fuck my way to the top of the world. Walk-in closet. I am beautiful with clothes and without. Especially without. My boobs are legendary.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
There's a bunch more. My friend and I had a hilarious time writing them. Next time my mother-in-law comes over, she saw a few and she did acknowledge them to me, even though she definitely started acting a little weird towards me. I went to run a few errands when I was out. She confronted Al about the notes and was trying to tell him that I seemed unstable, egotistical, and moving in was a bad idea.
Oh my god.
She showed him the notes and he didn't know what to make of it. He asked what I said, and I said that there were some silly private notes to boost my self-esteem and make myself laugh. How had she gotten them? Has she been going through my things? She said she was just tidying and saw them, and they were real weird. I was like, have you met me? You know how weird I am. Anyway, if you don't want your mom seeing my weird shit, you need to stop letting her go through my shit. Yeah, that's true. Like, she needs to stop looking through all her stuff.
Yeah.
She said I was making it hard for his mom. His mom was really protective and adjusting to him moving in with a new girlfriend for the first time. And I was agitating her on purpose and making her think I wasn't a good partner and that he wanted her to have the opposite impression. What? So who's a jerk in this situation?
I don't know. Like, I think she shouldn't have been snooping.
Yeah.
So it's like you were looking to find something to be upset about, and then you found it, and...
and then they found out that you found it, and then they made it worse on purpose because you're looking through their shit.
Yeah. I think that's funny. That's something I would do, I think.
Yeah, it's very obvious that the Al needs to stop being a pushover with his mom and tell her to stop looking through the girl. It's not even his apartment. It's his fiance's apartment. Like, what?
Yeah, I can't imagine. People ask me at work about, like, how... Because we used to live with your mom for a little while. And so people would be like, oh, what's it like living with your mother-in-law? And they'd be like, is it bad? And I'd be like, no, like, it's actually really nice because I feel like your mom wanted to make it a good experience for everybody. So she was like...
respectful of our boundaries and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were respectful of hers, and that's how it works. But but that's why it's bad in this situation that we have here, because that lady's not respecting...
There are no boundaries.
Yeah. Drop Al. It's not worth it if his mother-in-law's going to be like this.
Yeah.
And if he's on her side...
I know. Like, this is going to be the rest of your life, potentially. So it's like, I guess you have to decide. They're not married, right?
No, fiance.
Oh, fiance. Yeah, it's...
What kind of name is Al anyway?
How old is he? 57?
57. We still got his mom. Like.
From Anonymous. My girlfriend and I are both in our mid-20s. She brought me to her childhood home. She has tons of stuffed dolls and animals, like a ton. She got really excited in seeing her childhood toys and quickly started explaining to me how she named each one and remembered almost all of them still. She and her mom hand-sewn clothes for each of her stuffed animals, and she'd put old bracelets as jewelry on them. She was super happy to see them again and explained to me how she would make up backstories for them as a kid, and they all had unique personalities and families. She jokingly said she believed they were real because of Toy Story. That was all so much, and I jokingly said, "You were psychotic as a child," but I guess my tone sounded rather serious. She got offended immediately. She said that she was a normal child and she just liked to play. I tried to just say it was just a joke, but she got really upset at me and stormed off. Now I feel like an asshole. Oh no.
So who's the jerk here? The guy for calling her psychotic as a child?
But I think he was joking.
He was joking, but she was so excited. And he was like, I used to make clothes for them. I used to put my old jewelry on them. And he's like, you're a psycho.
I mean, that's mean, but...
Maybe she is a psycho.
Oh. No, I think that maybe that's like an insecurity of hers. And he like triggered something. And so maybe he should be like, oh, like that wasn't my intention.
Well, so he needs to apologize, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
But maybe she is psychotic. Just kidding. No.
They're real.
I think that maybe it's different for this person. Like for them, it was more of a connection with their mom.
Yeah.
More so than the dolls. So I can see why it would mean more to them than just like a regular like item.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think so too. I think it's you, the guy. Maybe he made a joke that was too, it was too maybe over the line, but it's not like it's not ending the relationship. Hopefully, that sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, he's a jerk, but it's also like maybe
it's okay. You can still
maybe you could joke around with your partner.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was all we had for this episode. This is our first episode of 2022. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. Happy late birthday, by the way. It was your birthday a week ago.
Thanks.
You could probably follow us on Instagram and follow the channel and stuff. There's probably information on the screen where you can do that. But that's it. Did you have anything else to tell them?
No.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. And remember to take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Bye.